Okay, for Monday's work, graph the following inequalities. Fill in the blanks to help with your graphing. So the previous day, Fridays, all we did was switch to y equals. Now this is already in the forms of y equals or slope-intercept form. Now we're asked to graph it. Now, graphing inequalities is very similar to graphing equalities. Equality would mean there would be an equal sign there instead of a less than or greater than sign. So we still have 3 as the what? The y-intercept, which is the b. And we still have 2 as our slope, which is the m. And because there's no line underneath, you see right here I have in the notes, because there's no line underneath, it's going to be a dotted line. It's because whenever it's greater than or less than, not equal to anything, you're going to have your dotted line when you connect your graph. So now we're going to look at graphing it now. The y-intercept, we started 3. Okay, so the slope is 2. So we go up 2. We can go up 2 because it's positive and go over 1 to the right because we're going to go up a hill, not down a slide. So if I were to go down 2 and over 1, here I am here. Now, the inequality, the graph of the inequality here is going to be a dotted line. So let me see if I have a dotted line here. I'm going to just draw here. So this graph is in the form of a dotted line. It's little dots, so we know this line, when you graph it, will be dotted. So we could draw it all the way to the end because it's arrows on both ends. It means it goes on and on. Now we have to decide, since this is an inequality, where are we going to shade the graph? That means the shading part means all the possible answers. Okay? So if this is y is less than 2x plus 3, why don't we choose a point on either side of the line to determine whether that graph will work? The easiest point would be to choose 0, 0. So if we choose 0 for y and 0 for x here, so we would be saying that 0 is less than 3. Is 0 less than 3? Yes. So if 0 is less than 3 and this point is below the line, that means that's the test to say that every point below the line can be a solution. So when you shade it, that's just saying it can be a solution to the equalities, any point under here. So in short, when the sign is less than, you will shade below the line. If the sign was greater than, you would shade above the line. So we're going to try number 2 now. So we're looking at number 2, and we know first we're going to graph. We know our y-intercept is 1 and our slope is -4. So we start 1, positive 1 on our y-axis. Now this is a negative slope. We don't reverse the sign like we did before because it's already in y equals. So we're going to go, if we go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, if it's a negative slope, we're going down a slide. So we're going to go to the left 1 because when we connect, it's just like you have a slide you're going down. Or you can go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right. Now I'm going to just try to draw these dotted lines. Let me try to here. This is a dotted line. There we go. It's a little bit. It's not straight, but it needs to be a straight line. But this is a dotted line here, indicating that, nope, not dotted line, because there's a line underneath. Let me change that. I am sorry. There's a line underneath, so that means it is a solid line, not a dotted line. The line that's graphed is a solid line. Right here, solid line has greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. Now let's determine where our graph. Do we graph above it or below it? So the sign is greater than. So what would you think? Since this is greater than, we're going to graph above the line. Now, if you get confused and you say, I'm not sure, then test the point. The best point to test to me would be 0. So if this comes out to be false, okay, so if this is not true, then we did it correctly because we're graphing all the true points, okay? So if we would put 0 for y and 0 for x, so that's saying that 0 is greater than or equal to 1. Is that true? No, it's not. That's why we can't shade down here because that's not true. So we shade in all the true parts. So let me know if this is more clear for you.